for the fun of a summertime tradition with Little League All-Star Baseball.
Play ball!
And now, let's go to the ballpark and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Welcome back here to the Jefferson County Little League Baseball Complex. Going to start a few minutes early here for Game 2, as tonight it is Hedgesville against South Berkeley. Hedgesville, the visitors, or no, excuse me, the home side is Hedgesville, and South Berkeley will be the visitors here. Let's welcome you into the pregame show, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online, and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit their website, FordofHagerstown.com. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Kyler Highs, our cameraman, and back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. Let's get today's starting lineups, brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. First, we'll get you the starting lineups here for the visitors in South Berkeley. Leading off for South Berkeley, right fielder number 31, Brock Corbin. Batting second, center fielder number 7, Quinn Custer. Batting third, the pitcher number 99, Hudson Hostetter. Batting fourth, the catcher number 22, Matthew Remsburg. Batting fifth, the third baseman number 3, Connor Rissler. Batting sixth, the next hitter number 70, Ryan Ferber. Batting seventh, the shortstop number 21, Gunnar Emhoff. Batting eighth at first base, number 16, Jackson Dunham. Batting ninth, the second baseman number 12, Anthony Poulos. Batting 10th, extra hitter number 2, Blake Benjamin. Batting 11th in left field, number 17, Steven Strickler. Batting 12th for South Berkeley, extra hitter number 88, Colton Nichols. Now for Hedgesville, leading off is center fielder number 22, John Spurgeon. Batting second, the second baseman number 3, Cordell Michael. Batting third at first base, number 99, Crew Runkles. Batting fourth at third base, number 9, Lance Fink. Batting fifth, the pitcher number 2, Derek Holton. Batting sixth, the catcher number 21, Jacob Burns. Batting seventh at shortstop, number 96, Cam Hirsch. Batting eighth, the right fielder number 88, Braddock Severn. Batting ninth in left field, number 1, C.J. Richards. Batting 10th, extra hitter number 12, Henry Stopp. Batting 11th, extra hitter number 16, Bay Crawley Woods. Batting 12th, extra hitter number 4, Daniel Klopper. Step aside, take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, we'll have first pitch between Hedgesville and South Berkeley. This is Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Back in 2 minutes.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Whoa, what's all this? Robbie's Quack Attack at Floor Pools? Pick a duck and save up to 15% off your in-store purchase? That's wild! Now through June 21st, pick a duck and save up to 15% on chemicals, toys, and limited supplies to have a safe and enjoyable summer in your pool. That's right, a lucky duck can save big bucks now through June 21st. Robbie knows your cool summer headquarters is Floor Pools. They've got hot tubs starting at just $49 a month, pools from $100 a month, and saunas starting at $80 a month. Don't forget about cold plunges and endless pools too. And check this out. Floor Pools now offers plunge pools. These compact in-ground pools are perfect for smaller backyards, low maintenance, energy efficient, and ideal for cooling off, relaxing, or even fitness and hydrotherapy. Big style and small footprint. It's everything you want in a pool without taking over your yard. The pool experts at Floor Pools are here to help you all summer long. Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg, where your summer oasis starts.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
We welcome you back here to Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia, as both teams' head coaches meeting with four-man umpire crew before first pitch for tonight's game between South Berkeley and Hedgesville. South Berkeley, the visitors. Hedgesville, the home side here for this evening's game. Winner will advance to the championship game tomorrow night against Jefferson after they defeated Martinsburg today 12-1. Martinsburg heads to the losers bracket and will take on Morgan County tomorrow in an elimination game. So waiting for the meeting here at home plate to conclude, and then Hedgesville will take the field.
Yeah, we're hoping for a good one here. The first two games of the tournament have been...
Today's starting battery for them, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page, as we'll see for the first time tonight on the mound. Number 2, Derek Holton, and doing the catching for him is number 21, Jacob Burns. And then on the other side, in the bottom of the inning, we'll see number 99, Hudson Hofstetter, on the mound for South Berkeley, with Matt Remsburg, number 22, doing the catching for them. That's your starting batteries for today. Top of the first is brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons. They're proudly serving our area since 1880. Sun starting to set here down the third base line, and you can see some shade in the outfield, in the left field from the scoreboard, right field from a few trees. Things cooling off a little bit, but still hot day, and see how that plays into this ball game.
Yeah, we'll see. The sun might be a little bit of a factor for left-handed hitters with where it is right now. Maybe for first baseman. So we'll see how maybe that could come into play at this time of the day. But definitely cooler already, and it'll continue going that way through the game.
Let's get you the first pitch. Runs inside, and Corbin leans out of the way for ball one. First pitch coming early at 7:23. Next pitch, low for a ball. The count now 2-0 to Corbin from Holton.
To see how much of yesterday's success at the plate can carry over for South Berkeley.
This one breaking ball to Corbin that drops in for a strike, so the count 2-1. Yes, South Berkeley played yesterday, got a 15-0 win over Morgan County to get here to this game against Hedgesville. As the 2-1 pitch, line shot, scooped up by Fink off the hop. He'll throw across the diamond to Runkles for out number 1. Good play there by Hedgesville's defense, who had a bye with it being a 5-team tournament. As Quinn Custer will come up to bat.
That was a nice little snag at third base from Fink. He made it look easy, I should say, but it's not an easy play.
First pitch, breaking ball that Custer wanted to offer at, but saw it dropping away, so he held the bat on the shoulder for ball 1. So that pitch goes outside, so 1-0 count. Next one from Holton. Fastball that hits Custer, so he'll take first base with 1 down.
That just got away from him. To see, that really just looked like it slipped out of the hand. As the pitcher, you can't let that one define how you feel like the inning is going.
So Hofstetter now steps up to bat. Pitch from Holton. Catches the inside part of home plate for strike 1. Burns throws the ball back to his battery mate, Holton. Holton now against the signal from his catcher. Sets and fires, and that's going to be softly grounded by Hostetter to second. Turning is Michael to throw to get the lead runner out at second base. Good job by Hirsch covering the bag. So a 4-6 fielder's choice for out number 2. And that'll bring up Remsburg.
Now stepping to the plate, the cleanup hitter, number 20.
So far, so good out in the field for Hedgesville. That can be a huge advantage in these tournaments.
Remsburg, lefty, stepping in here against Holton. And that first pitch fouled back for strike 1. 0-1 count now to Remsburg, catcher for South Berkeley. South Berkeley in that Musselman style uniform with the green, white, and touch of red. Hedgesville with the Hedgesville Eagle style uniforms of the dark blue and old gold. Looks like we're quickly going to get a courtesy runner here, as Custer, who just was the lead runner to get out in the previous at-bat by Hostetter, will come in and run for him. Next pitch, way outside in the opposite batter's box. That yanks Burns out to reach for it. Runner stays put. Count 1-1 now to Remsburg. Holton sets. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and again that's outside, forcing Burns to jump and snag it.
The pitches that are off target for him have been off target in the same way, pretty much. If he can control that, he might really get into a groove.
Yeah, really making Burns work back there early as the 2-1. This time runs inside to Remsburg, so a 3-1 count now with 2 out here and a runner on first in the top of the first inning. Scoreless between Hedgesville and South Berkeley. Holton sets. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Derek Holton, and that's swung and missed by Remsburg. Count now full, 3-2.
No reason for him to not settle in here. It's only runner on first. He got 2 outs, 2 strikes. Holton gets the call from Burns. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's going to be grounded over to first, and takes an awkward hop for C.J. Runkles, and now trying to get an extra base is Custer. Rounding second, heading to third, but the throw across the diamond lets Fink put the tag on him to end the inning. So no runs, 1 left on. 1 hit there for South Berkeley as well. At the bottom of the first after this 1-minute break. This is Little League Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you back here as it's now time for Hedgesville come up to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Bottom of the first is brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for home in the tri-state area, call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551. Visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. Take a look here at South Berkeley's defensive lineup. You got Hudson Hostetter on the mound, Matt Remsburg doing the catching. First, it's Jackson Dunham. Second base, Anthony Poulos. Shortstop's Gunnar M. Hoff. Third base, Connor Rissler. And then from left to right in the outfield, it goes Steven Strickler, Quinn Custer, and Brock Corbin. And Giselle will bring up here to lead things off Spurgeon after Hostetter takes his final warm-up pitch.
Now batting for Hedgesville.
Nothing after half inning played. Now we'll see what Spurgeon can do. And this Hedgesville offense can do for the first time here this tournament.
South Berkeley's got the Rizzler down at third base.
Rissler.
The Rissler?
The Rissler.
As I should, yeah.
Looks like we're going to have a brief delay here as looks like Matt Remsburg forgot a pretty important piece of equipment for a guy behind the plate. And I'll leave it at that.
Well, good to go now.
So here we go with Spurgeon. Hostetter sets, and first he's going to step off. Didn't like something there before this at-bat begins against Spurgeon. Finally get our first pitch, and it is eyeing outside for ball one.
This is a tough team for Hostetter to have to face here. A lot of these names are familiar ones, so there's experience here. Spurgeon, Michael, Fink.
Next one, big swing and a miss. Count 1-1.
Yeah, we saw a lot of these guys last year, so let's see what Hostetter can do here.
1-1 count. Hostetter's pitch. Called strike two as Spurgeon lets it go by.
This is a great pitch, right on the black.
Paints the outside corner there. Head in the count. Hudson Hostetter on the mound. Sets. Wind up, big kick. Pause, and then the pitch. And it's a fastball high, and it's a swing and a miss by Spurgeon, chasing it for strike three.
Now stepping to the
One down. And Cordell Michael will come up to bat.
Just throwing the ball hard so far. Hedgesville might need to take a few more pitches, see if he's going to keep it in the zone.
First pitch. Way up high for ball one. That almost took the head off our home plate umpire. But fortunately, Matt Remsburg was able to grab it. Here's the 1-0. And that's a swing and a miss by Michael. Must have just gotten a piece of it, but either way, count 1-1 strike now.
Yeah, just barely off the end of the bat, into the glove.
Hostetter sets, kicks. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be sent for a ride into the left field. Backing up on it is Strickler, and it's going to land behind him on the warning track. It'll be a stand-up double for Michael here in the bottom of the first for Hedgesville with one out.
Gave that one a big ride. It's a well-hit ball, and nothing the left fielder was going to be able to do with that one other than just chase it down and get it in. So, good start for Hedgesville.
Now, it'll be Crew Runkles coming up to bat for Hedgesville. The runner in scoring position at second and one out.
We have number 99 versus 99.
First pitch. Misses high for ball one. Another high fastball from Hudson Hostetter.
Looks like this might be the tallest player on each team as well, which makes sense with the jersey number. Set in the stretch. The 1-0, big swing and a miss. Count 1-1 now to Runkles. And you see that a lot now with the kids. Trying to be like Aaron Judge with the 99. It's Runkles. Pops this one up in foul territory near the third base dugout, putting one hand on the fence and the other with the glove in the sky is Connor Rissler, and he'll make the catch for out number two. Great spatial awareness there by the third baseman. I give that play 5 big booms.
There you go. And F5. standing for the 5 big booms.
Yeah.
Landon Fink up to bat. First pitch high again for ball 1. He likes going with that high fastball to begin the at-bats, and so far Hedgesville hasn't taken the bait. Runner on second,
Yep.
2 out here in the bottom of the first. Next pitch to Fink. He'll foul up and to the right out of play. Count 1-1.
We saw early on in the Jefferson-Martinsburg game that the team that was able to take advantage of their early base runners ended up being the team to get the win in the end.
1-1. Catches the outside part of the plate to Fink. Count now 1-2. Hostetter trying to get out of the inning and keep the runner left stranded at second. Hostetter sets. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fink down on strikes to end the inning. And after one played between South Berkeley and Hedgesville, we are still scoreless. Headed to the second after this 1-minute break. This is Little League Baseball action right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Welcome back here as we head now to the top of the second. Top of the second is brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit them online at burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. Due up for South Berkeley in the top of the second. Rissler, Ferber, Emhoff, the 5, 6, 7 batters in the lineup of 12.
Number 3, Connor Rissler.
It's Derek Colton on the mounds. 14 pitches, 8 of them for strikes in that first inning. And he shakes off the calls from Jacob Burns and will step off and reset. Here we go. Likes whichever one this is, and it's a breaking ball. First pitch swings Rissler. He softly grounds it to Michael at second, and it looked routine up to the final moments where Michael just couldn't pick up the ball off the dirt. So it's an error by the second baseman to begin this second inning and put Rissler at first.
It's early, but the pitchers have been pretty good so far. The defense just needs to back them up. That's one that Michael definitely wants back.
We're going to have a timeout called here as the home plate umpire going down here, and looks like something. They didn't catch it earlier, and they found it now here on the fence, one of those kind of stretching tools of the stretchy kind. Don't know exactly what those are called. Bands, I guess. It's the first pitch.
Sure.
Big swing and a miss by Ferber for strike 1.
I would hope it's the stretchy kind if it's a stretching tool. You never know, though.
0-1 count. Holton sets. Here's the pitch. Ferber lets that go, and instead of chasing it outside, the count 1-1. Ferber looking down the third baseline now, getting the signal from the coach before stepping back in the right-handed batter's box. Big wide stance here. Holton's pitch. Another big swing and a miss by Ferber for strike 2.
Looking comfortable out there so far as Holton. Now he's gotten away from pitching it super far outside. That's come into play with those left-handed batters a little more.
A 1-2. Grounded foul down the first base side, keeping the count at 1-2 to Ferber. You have nobody out here in the top of the second. Runner on first for South Berkeley here against Hedgesville. Still scoreless in this All-Star Area 1 tournament game. Pitch from Holton. Going to be popped up in the middle of the infield, and clashing is Hirsch and Michael. But the shortstop, Hirsch, will still be able to make the catch for out number 1.
Just at the very last moment, they didn't end up running into each other.
Now batting number 21.
Enough communication was there to where they were able to get the out.
And neither one of them was charging too hard into the other to knock either down. So there you go with the out, and that brings up Emhoff. Holton says, here's the pitch, and that is outside, but smothered by Burns to keep the runner at first. 1-0 count to Emhoff.
It kind of feels like South Berkeley needs to take advantage of some of these early control issues from Holton.
1-0 behind the batter and to the backstop, and there you go. Rissler takes off the second. 2-0 count to Emhoff.
Because the way Holton is pitching right now, it seems like a guy that we see this a lot with Little League pitchers, gets more comfortable as they go on through the game. So usually those first couple innings are where you want to try to get your runs in while you can.
Emhoff squares the bunt on the 2-0. It runs inside. He pulls the bat back. It's ball 3. 3-0 count now with 1 out here in the top of the second. See if Emhoff has a green light or if he's going to let this pitch go by no matter what from the toss of Derek Holton. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And he lets it go, and it's ball 4 that skips away from Burns, but he's able to keep it in front and chase the runner at second back to second base. However, Dunham's up the bat with runners at first and second and still only 1 out.
Rissler took a big-time jump off a second, almost halfway down to third, and nobody came over and covered. Shortstop or second baseman. I think they could have got him if they were on top of it there.
Dunham squares the bunt, and it's fouled over into the fence of Hedgesville's dugout for strike 1. Got the pencil bat look here for Dunham. I like it.
The Ticonderoga.
You can see that with that bat he makes no mistakes, clearly, as the eraser is in perfect shape. Next pitch. Ground right to the third baseman, Fink, and he tries to tag the base runner, Rissler, but it looks like he missed him. And that loads the bases.
It's the guy closest to you, but I think there you just need to go either. I mean, I understand actually going for the lead runner, just tough to miss the tag. But the cleanest way to a double play there would have been just throwing it to second base. I don't know if you ended up getting it.
Yeah, I was looking up as well, and maybe it was because he was trying to go for the tag. Nobody was really there to cover second base. But it looks like we might be getting an appeal here to our second base umpire to see if maybe he had a different angle than the third base umpire.
I do feel like it would have been tough for Rissler to avoid that tag without going outside of the baseline, but they'll say they did. Yep.
Yeah. Call stands.
I should have at least said I wouldn't have been surprised if they called him out of the baseline. Because from here, it's hard to tell exactly how wide he got.
Paulos up the bat. Infield corners in with one out. Middle infield stays at normal depth for the possible double play. Pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike one.
Well, here you go, South Berkeley. Here's your opportunity. Take advantage while you can.
Poulos. Next pitch from Holton. Big swing and a miss, and it rolls away from the catcher. However, on the swing, it looks like it hit the leg of Poulos, so the ball is dead. No base runners could try to advance for strike two.
Basically just a foul ball in the end.
It's an 0-2 count. Holton sets. Here's the pitch. And that is fouled back by Poulos to stay alive. Nothing, top of the second. My apologies. South Berkeley up the bat here against Hedgesville. 0-2. Grounded foul to the third base coach, who makes a good play on it barehanded. Again, Poulos staying alive. Pitch from Holton. Breaking ball, and it freezes Poulos for strike three. He'll go down looking, the first strikeout of the night for Derek Holton, and it's a big out number two with the bases loaded.
This would be huge for Holton to get out of this with no runs. If you're able to get this out, then you face 11 and 12 in the order to start off next inning.
That brings up Benjamin. The pitch inside gets past Burns. The runner comes home, slides in, and scores. Rissler is safe, giving South Berkeley a 1-0 lead in the top of the second over Hedgesville.
That's a tough break. Catcher's probably going to beat himself up over that, but you got to just focus in, leave that one behind you, move on from it.
Burns just couldn't get to that one.
It's just one run.
Hit off the fence and rolled too far away from him. So 1-0 count to Benjamin, who'll step back in here against Holton with runners at second and third after the wild pitch. The next one grounded right to the first baseman, Crew Runkles, and he'll step on the first base bag to retire the side. But South Berkeley able to strike first off of no hits, just an error. They do leave two stranded. We're headed to the second, bottom of the second, that is, after this 1 minute break. You're tuned in to Little League Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back.
Did you know a fully loaded truck weighs 80,000 pounds?
I do know that they can cause a lot of damage in a wreck.
Over 40,000 people die every year in crashes.
And distracted driving is getting even worse.
I wish we had better ways to prevent distracted driving.
Me too. But one thing we can do is help people who've been injured in car and truck accidents.
Hurting almost heaven? Dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back as we enter the bottom half of inning number 2, which is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. 1-0, South Berkeley leads Hedgesville. Hedgesville will send Holton, Burns, and Hirsch, the 5, 6, 7 batters, up here against Hudson Hostetter. Hostetter, 14 pitches so far, 10 of them for strikes.
Well, South Berkeley was able to get 1 run up. It's good for them, but they could have taken advantage with a few more. It was good pitching by Hedgesville to be able to get out of it with just that 1 run allowed.
First pitch to Holton is strike 1. Hostetter sets now. Holton steps back in. 0-1 pitch. High for a ball. Count now 1-1. So he tried to go with a breaking ball, and it was too high. And now we're going to get a timeout called. The home plate umpire doesn't like something. It looks like a bracelet on the hand of Hostetter. So he'll have to take that off and put it in his back pocket. So that issue is solved. 1-1 count to Holton. A pitch from Hostetter. Fastball that is a swinging bunt pretty much to the left side on the play. Hostetter charges in, picks it up off the grass, fires it to first, and guns down Holton for out number 1.
Off the bat, I thought that was going to be an infield single for Holton the whole way. Nice throw over.
And bang, bang play. Great throw by the pitcher to get the out. And that'll bring up now Burns with 1 out.
Jacob Burns.
Burns steps in here against Hostetter. Hostetter's pitch taken for strike 1.
Hostetter settled in a little bit here. I mean, that's only 1 out, but he already looks more comfortable than the first couple batters.
0-1 count. Next pitch outside. Count now 1-1 to Burns. Burns steps back in. Hostetter big leg kick and the pause. Pitch now way high for a ball. I've seen that here and there for him before the stretch. He'll kind of pause with that leg in midair. Doesn't do it every time, but did it that time. This time does not, and it's a strike. Swing and a miss. Count now 2-2.
That seems like a balance thing. Almost that, like, if he doesn't have his balance, he holds that leg kick a little more. If he can get a little more consistent with pitching like he just did on that last one and this one.
There it is, strike 3. Burns goes down looking for out number 2.
Then he might do that a little more as the game goes on.
Fastball that catches the top part of the strike zone. It's a 2 up, 2 down. Hudson Hostetter settling in for South Berkeley. And Hirsch will step up to bat here in the bottom of the second for Hedgesville. First pitch, fouled straight back by Hirsch for strike 1. Hostetter gets a new baseball and will set back in. Umpire says play. Here we go as he sets, kicks, and delivers, and that's a big swing and a miss for strike 2 to Hirsch.
Hostetter's a power pitcher, man. He just comes in with the hard heat a lot of times, and when it comes in at that around in between the chest and the shoulders or so, it's hard to lay off of it.
0-2, misses outside. The count now 1-2 to Hirsch. Yeah, you can feel Hostetter trying to make his presence known out there right now. Put away the inning as the 1-2. High for ball 2 to Hirsch. So, losing control here a little bit, Hudson Hostetter.
It's a good eye from Hirsch, seeing as this is around the area where all these pitches have been. Like I said, it's hard to lay off of those, so it's a good job by him.
2-2 count, 2 out, nobody on. Pitch from South Berkeley's Hostetter outside for ball 3. 0-2 count has now become a full count. Hostetter trying to put away Hirsch and force Hedgesville to go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the second. Hostetter sets, takes a deep breath. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that's going to be popped up and over the first base side out of play. We'll reset things here with the 3-2 count.
It's a good job again protecting the plate. I think Hostetter is going to have to try to pound the zone a little more, knowing that just he's got he's got a lot of speed on his pitches, a lot of velocity. So he can blow this by these guys. And you can already see that, like, Hirsch here is trying to make him throw strikes.
Here we go. 3-2. And it's outside for ball 4. Hirsch earns his way into a 2-out base on balls to bring up Severn.
It's hard to try to paint the corners of the zone at this age for any pitcher. So at some point you got to, again, trust your defense. We talked about that earlier.
Severn, big lefty off the bat. Here against Hostetter. Take the first pitch, and it's a strike.
And there you go, starting off the next at-bat with a strike. Stay in that rhythm, stay ahead in the count.
One delivery. That's going to be hitting opposite field and foul over to the third base stands by Severn to count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, runner on first. Bottom of the second for Hedgesville. Down 1-0 to South Berkeley. Winner advances to tomorrow's championship game against Jefferson. Get a timeout here by Remsburg, looking over at his dugout, now crouching back, ready for the pitch from Hostetter, and here it is, and that is fouled back and off the fence, waking up Dylan a little bit. Count 0-2.
Sometimes you got to get one flinch out of you, you know?
Yeah.
Get those jitters out.
It wasn't as bad as mine Tuesday.
So I wasn't there. I was only in the studio.
That one was
hearing you talk about it.
Embarrassing. Thought I was going to fall out of my chair. (0-2) count here for Severn. Hostetter sets and fires, and that's outside. Count now 1-2.
Again, the little extra time on that leg kick feels like he throws a ball pretty much every time that happens. He's going to kind of work that out a little bit.
1-2. Breaking ball that is in the dirt for ball 2. Wasn't sure maybe if it caught the knees on the front end of the zone or not, but clearly hit behind home plate in the dirt.
I like the attempt at that pitch. Change the rhythm up a bit.
Goes with the 2-2 fastball, and that is sent into left center field. And unable to get there is Quinn Custer. It's going to hit the fence, and it's going to be a triple for Severn to tie the ball game up here in the bottom of the second for Hedgesville against South Berkeley.
It's a really well hit ball. It felt like Custer out in center, he called off his left fielder, but then ranged over, and I think it ended up traveling further back than he was expecting. He ranged over towards left center, put the glove up. I think in his mind, he thought it was coming right into the glove, and then it kept going. It's a really well hit ball.
C.J. Richards now up to bat. 2 out here in the bottom of the second. And a tied ball game at 1 apiece with a runner on third for Hedgesville. Hostetter's pitch. High for a ball to Richards. Richards takes his time before stepping back in here against Hostetter. Will do so, and here's the pitch from Hostetter, and that is low and off the glove of Remsburg. But the base runner, Severn, decides to stay put, not try to be greedy to take the lead as the count 2-0 to Richards. Hedgesville trying to get its bottom of the lineup, put the work in and give them the lead. Hostetter takes a breath, fires home. That's going to be hit the opposite field and down, and that'll score a run for Richards, giving Hedgesville a 2-1 lead here over South Berkeley in the bottom of the second with an RBI single by C.J. Richards.
That's the difference that defense can make in Little League.
Now batting number 12, Henry.
Could have ended the inning with South Berkeley still ahead. And, it's hard to give too much criticism for not getting that fly ball, just with the circumstances and everything. But just that's an example. It's more to say when you have great defense back there, that can be a huge difference maker, because mistakes are going to happen out in the field for Little League. And here's an example where defensive play doesn't end up being made, and now Hedgesville gets 2 runs out of it.
Going to have a pause in the action as South Berkeley wanted a timeout for a brief mound visit, with the infield as well joined in. Still 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Hedgesville now leads South Berkeley 2-1. There's a runner at first base, and Richards after the RBI single. And he stopped the extra hitter in the 10-hole spot of the lineup of 12. Comes up the bat for Hedgesville.
Now Hofstetter just has to not let these last few at-bats get to him. Just finish out the inning. There's only a run on first. You just need 1 out.
First pitch swinging is stopped, and he just gets a piece of it. Goes back for strike 1.
I think that was a little bit of stinger for stop there. Kind of see him gripping his hand.
A 1 count. Here's the next pitch from Hofstetter. It is away and low. Count now 1-1 to stop. Stop definitely has the size if he can get a good hold of it to go yard here against Hofstetter. As the 1-1 pitch is a big swing and a miss for strike 2, and you can see Stop there with an awkward swing. As soon as he was bringing that bat around, his back foot slid in that dirt to put him off balance. He's waiting here before stepping back in with the 1-2 count against him and 2 out. And the runner at first for Hedgesville. Hofstetter sets, rocks, pauses, and fires, and that's a swing and a miss. He's able to get out of the inning with a strike 3. Down goes Stop. But Hedgesville able to take a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the second over South Berkeley. Right into the third after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into Little League Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
We welcome you back here. So we head now to the top of the third, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Due up in the top of the third for South Berkeley, who now trails Hedgesville 2-1. Will be the 11-12-1 batters, Strickler, Nichols, Corbin. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Kyler High is our cameraman, and back at the studio is Nick Verzolini.
That was a big half inning for Hedgesville to be able to get those runs up. Like I said, Holton has been pitching like a guy that it feels like he might settle into a groove as he's out there more and more. And here's an opportunity with the two bottom guys in the order due up to bat here to start off before you flip over to the top.
First pitch, Strickler lets go by, and it's strike 1 from Holton.
Holton certainly comes up here on the mound hoping, okay, I can get 2 outs before flipping over to the top
Next
of the order.
pitch, Strickler pops up to the left side of the middle infield. Running in on the edge of the grass is the shortstop, Cam Hirsch. And he'll make the catch for the out. Now to bring up the extra hitter, number 88, Nichols.
Now batting, number 88, Colton Nichols.
Colton Nichols steps in here. First pitch outside in the opposite batter's box to Nichols for ball 1 to Holton, or from Holton. Next pitch. Just getting a piece of it is Nichols, but it's fouled back. Count now 1-1.
Holton can get control of those really far outside pitches that kind of get away from him sometimes against these lefties. I think he'll feel like he's really into a groove.
1-1. Squaring to bunt was Nichols, but he quickly pulls the bat back as the pitch is outside for ball 2.
You saw a little bit in that first game with Martinsburg and Jefferson when the batters would square around the bunt, threw things off a bit.
He pulls back to bunt again, but pulls back as he gets clipped by the pitch. And as a result, will take first base.
Nichols is going to walk it off down the line a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like it got his right foot there. Seems to be okay, though. Now with one out and a runner on first, Corbin will come back up to bat here in the third.
This is where things can flip around for South Berkeley.
Yep.
Top of the order comes up with a runner on and only one out, as opposed to no one on and 2 outs. That's a big difference, mentally and just practically.
The pitch at the knees and taken for strike 1 to Corbin. Corbin his first time up. Grounded out, 5-3 fashion. As Holton sets. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Corbin squares to bunt, and it runs in, and he has to very quickly get out of the way of that one as the count 1-1. That would have been scary if it got a piece of him.
Oh, yeah. Quick reflexes there.
He squares to bunt again on the 1-1, and that's a breaking ball that drops into the zone for strike 2 to Corbin. 2-1's our score. Hedgesville leading South Berkeley. Here's the pitch from Holton, and that's going to be popped up and off the roof of the press box. You could hear it hit right above us by Corbin. Count remains 1-2.
Fighting it off. I think if you're Corbin, you want that one back. I think you probably wanted that one.
Runner at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Corbin grounds it right past the glove of Holton to Hirsch, the shortstop. And he's going to step on second base himself, but no throw over to first. So it's a fielder's choice for the out. Make it out number 2.
I think Hirsch got a little ahead of himself. The old try to take off before they actually get the ball. Looked up at the base probably before it got into the glove, but was able to recover and at least get the 1 out. Might not have been able to turn the double play either way, but getting that lead runner is important.
That'll bring up Custer. The pitch from Holton. He'll swing through and foul off to the right for strike 1. Custer was hit by a pitch his last time up. As Holton sends, here's the 0-1. That's a breaking ball that Custer went around for. Didn't agree with the home plate umpire saying that he did. Count 0-2.
From back here, I agreed with the umpire. I figured that was going to be the call.
Make it 3 of us then as the 0-2 swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. And Custer's going to walk his way back to the dugout, and Burns is going to have to follow him to the door of the dugout to put the tag on, with it being a drop third strike for the ball in the dirt. And that ends the inning. Headed to the bottom of the third for Hedgesville. They lead South Berkeley 2-1. Step aside, take a 1-minute break. It's Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
WVU Medicine is excited to announce the opening of our new ear, nose, and throat location in Hagerstown. Our trusted ear, nose, and throat specialists are expanding their expert care in the region. From sinus treatment to complex thyroid conditions, WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat is here to help you breathe easier and feel your best. WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat Hagerstown, 13 Western Maryland Parkway, Suite 106. Now scheduling new patients at 304-262-9400.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Welcome back here to Jefferson County's Little League Baseball Complex as we head to the bottom of the third, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Fast, fresh, friendly Rock's. Just like its opponent, Hedgesville, will send up the 11-12-1 batters here in the bottom of the third. Got Crawley Woods and Klopper, followed by Spurgeon.
Leading off the bottom of the third for Hedgesville, number 16, Bay Crawley Woods.
Looks like Hudson Hostetter still out there so far. 42 pitches for him. 26 of them for strikes.
Same situation for Hostetter as Holton just had, 11, 12, and 1 in the order.
Yep, that is the first pitch, low and away for ball 1.
Holton was able to make it an empty inning for South Berkeley. See if Hostetter can do the same as we get a swing and strike.
Yep, Crawley Woods chased one outside from Hostetter. The count now 1-1. So Hostetter sets here, kicks and fires on the 1-1, and that's sent down the third base line and goes foul from Crawley Woods. Count now 1-2. Crawley Woods will step back in here, the 1-2 count. Hostetter sets. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that is in the dirt for ball 2. So count now 2-2 to the extra hitter. One of the 3. That almost looked like it was a Ephus pitch for a brief second from Hostetter, and Crawley Woods, though, able to sit on it and just get a piece of it to stay alive. Count remains 2-2.
It does feel like Hostetter's sticking with that fastball a good bit, but when he switches it up, that breaking ball there really drops off the table.
Goes back to the fastball. Crawley Woods is ready for it, and again he fouls it away. We'll see a 7th pitch in this at-bat.
He's fighting. That's the least you can ask for from your number 11 hitter. I guess a guy that on the mound has given a lot of your guys trouble.
The 2-2 from Hudson Hostetter's outside for ball 3. So count now full to Crawley Woods. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The lead off here, the bottom of the third. Big leg kick in pitch, and it's a fastball high, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Crawley Woods couldn't help himself. Comes back to bite him for out number 1.
Well, like I said, if you're going to go down for an out at the bottom of the order, the least you can do, make him throw 9 pitches along the way. So it's good work in that sense. We get a mound visit after.
Yep, actually 8 pitches. It looks like in that at bat, which puts him right at 50. So we have a timeout called here for South Berkeley, and we'll see if there's a pitching change or not with him being right at 50. That being Hudson Hostetter before Daniel Klopper of Hedgesville comes up the bat.
seems like he might be taking it from him.
No.
He doesn't do it.
Look like you're saying you want to keep going?
Some consideration, I think there was at least, yeah. I think if you're South Berkeley, you want your starter to be able to go as far as possible. Because you've already played one game. It was only 3 innings, so that at least helped you in terms of your pitching for this tournament. But as soon as you lose a game, you're down to playing an extra day or two, especially if you lose today. If you win today, tomorrow can be your last game.
Klopper squares to bunt, and it goes. Is that off his bat or off his helmet?
I think off the bat.
Yeah, I think you're correct because there wasn't really a reaction from Klopper as if it hit the dome of his helmet, so the count 0-1. Hostetter sets, and again Klopper squares to bunt, and he misses this one for strike 2. He kind of had to reach out and was really wanting to get that one down. Chased one away.
It's harder to lay off when you're trying to bunt for a hit because it gives you less opportunity to really pay attention to where the ball is.
The 0-2, low and away. Klopper doesn't chase it. Count 1-2.
And your main focus is kind of getting out of the box as you're hitting it. You're not really paying as much attention. You're kind of selling out for the ball no matter where it is.
Here's the pitch, and that is high and outside. The count now 2-2 to Daniel Klopper.
Done a good job to stay patient at the plate. Keep a good eye since getting that second strike.
Next pitch, just getting a piece of it is Klopper. Stay alive and keep the count at 2 apiece. Bottom of the 3rd inning, it's Hedgesville 2, South Berkeley 1. 1 out, nobody on for Hedgesville. And Klopper at the plate. 12th batter in this lineup as that pitch over his head as he drops low to get out of the way. Count 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Hostetter, and it's a big swing and a miss at 1 at the eyes for strike 3. Down goes Klopper. And so far here, if you carry over into the last inning, 3 straight strikeouts by Hudson Hostetter.
That felt like a swing where Klopper, I think, got in his mind that that ball was going to be hittable before it came out of the hand. He was going to swing at it. I mean, you got to protect the play with 2 strikes, but could have been ball 4.
Spurgeon up to bat. He will get a piece of the first pitch, but it's fouled back for strike 1. Spurgeon was the first strikeout victim of Hudson Hostetter. Next pitch misses. Count now 1-1. So far, 6 strikeouts for Hostetter. The next pitch outside. The count 2-1 now to Spurgeon. Matt Remsburg, the catcher, looking over at his dugout before resetting here with Hostetter. He gets down. Hostetter sets. Pitch to Spurgeon. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Count knotted up at 2-all.
We might have seen both pitchers really settle in here.
Hostetter sets. Kicks and fires the 2-2, and that's high and outside for ball 3. Again, kind of that pause of the leg kick, getting him off balance and forcing the pitch to go outside.
If he can get those mechanics consistent, he's going to be so hard to hit.
Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Spurgeon goes down looking, and Hudson Hostetter strikes out the side. After 4 played, it's still 2-1 Hedgesville, leading South Berkeley. This is Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10, back in 1 minute.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call. It's a bright, sunshiny day here in the Eastern Panhandle.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR TV10, WRNR TV on YouTube as we enter the top of the fourth inning, which is brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Hostetter, Remsburg, Rissler, the 3-4-5 batters up to bat for South Berkeley here against Derek Holton in this 2-1 Hedgesville lead.
Yeah, the hits and the runs have been hard to come by.
So far for South Berkeley, only one hit. And for Hedgesville, 3 hits. The pitch. Low and in the dirt for ball 1 from Holton to Hostetter. Hostetter steps back in, up towards the front of the batter's box. This one at his feet. He's able to skip over it, though, for ball 2.
I think you can tell Holton is being cautious here against Hostetter. It's the middle of the order, 3-4-5.
2-0, way outside. It's a lot of movement on that one. Count now 3-0.
I guess when there's 12 in the lineup, 3, 4, and 5 is not quite the middle, but the heart of the order.
I think heart of the order is fair to say. The 3-0 is called a strike. Mr. Automatic there for the 3-1.
This can be the dangerous inning for both sides, because this will be about the part of the order for each team.
That pitch goes behind Hostetter. So it's a leadoff walk for South Berkeley and to bring up Remsburg.
This could be the inning that the game ends up hinging on. I think both pitchers gotten themselves into a rhythm, but now at this age group, you might see a little more tensing up. I think they know what part of the order they're facing. So we're getting a mound visit. I think this is a good call by a coach here at this time.
Derek Holton, over 50 pitches now thrown. So we'll see if he stays in or not. The infield comes in on the mound with him to meet up, and our home plate umpire is now going to break it up. Looks like Holton's going to stay out on the mound after giving up the leadoff walk to Hostetter. Remsburg is last time up, singled.
Now batting for South Berkeley.
And as I mentioned earlier, South Berkeley only has 1 hit, that being it. We'll resume here as Holton sets. First pitch outside in the opposite batter's box for ball 1. These pitches so far might have been balls, not really close. It's the next pitch. Again, low and away for ball 2.
You can see again against the left-handed hitters, keeping the ball outside. too far outside.
2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count now 2-1.
And that pitch was in about the same spot, too. Remsburg, I think, was feeling something. You know, sometimes a batter gets in their head what they're going to do before the pitch comes in.
2-1 at the knees and called strike 2 to Remsburg. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the 4th for South Berkeley, and the runner on first in this 2-1 ball game. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be grounded down the third baseline and go off the bag. So it's an infield single. And that'll bring up Rissler.
So here you go, South Berkeley. 2 runners on, no outs. And the base runners have been hard to come by. Got to take advantage of the ones you get.
And runners at first and second now with nobody out. Here's the pitch. That's low for a ball.
Holton's just got to keep his composure. It's 1 at bat, and you're seeing a bullpen session starting. 2 players run out from Hedgesville.
Yeah, I believe that was
99, and
yeah, Runkle's going out there. It's this by Rissler, grounded to the first baseman, and he'll step on the bag himself.
That was his only play
for the out. And let me double check who that is now at first base. That's Stop over at first, with Runkles being in the bullpen.
Coming to the plate, number 70, Ryan Ferber.
That'll bring up Ferber with the out, and the runners at second and third.
I thought it was interesting how that happened, because the players had to come out of the dugout as the play, basically time almost had to be called really for them for that to happen. Kind of as the pitchers see it happen.
Ferber squares to bunt and will foul it down the first baseline. So they were trying to go with the squeeze there to tie the ball game.
So for Holton, you could literally see your coach in real time start the bullpen session for another pitcher. You can't let that get in your head.
0-1 count to Ferber. Holton sets, kicks. Here's the pitch, and Ferber pops that one in foul territory in the infield, and Stop makes the catch for the out.
Huge second out. And no more sacrifice attempts can get that runner in.
Gunnar Emhoff now will step up the bat here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th, and the runner still at second and third for South Berkeley. First pitch is strike 1 from Holton.
Holton feels a little more back on track, throwing strikes.
Holton works quickly. Here's the 0-1, and that's a breaking ball that stays in. The count 1-1.
Well, South Berkeley might be able to take advantage of that if he's going to throw it in the zone. You can hit it.
Emhoff looking down, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner, I think, now, here at the 1-1 count with 2 out. The third base coach calling into his dugout for somebody to come out here and run. Looks like we might have 2 guys come out.
That's interesting.
Rissler and Ferber coming to
because it is your pitcher and your catcher out there.
Yeah.
That's some gamesmanship from your coach out there at third base. Pitcher feels like he got into a little bit more of a rhythm in these last few pitches. 2 outs. It's a 1-1 count now. I think that was to kind of throw off Holton's rhythm a little bit.
A 1-1 line shot right back up the middle. Spurgeon bobbles it, and South Berkeley has the lead. 3-2 over Hedgesville, thanks to Emhoff with a 2 RBI single and 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
I think that's exactly what South Berkeley's coach was looking for with those pinch runners. If so, that's great coaching.
And probably don't give an error to Spurgeon there. I expect the runner at second still probably would have came home the score either way, but
I think so.
Definitely being able to pick up the ball guaranteed it. It's Dunham now up the bat. And that pitch skirts past Burns, and that will allow Emhoff to take second.
Well, Holton's got to regroup. That was a good hit. On to the next one. Don't let it get to you. There's 2 outs. 1 out gets you in the way. Gets you out of here. Only down by 1. You were just in this position 1 or 2 innings ago.
1-0 pitch. And that runs in. Did it get a piece of Dunham? Can't really tell. It almost looked like he was kind of messing with that front leg, but I think he was just adjusting position, and I can't tell. They say it didn't, so it's a 2-0 count, and on the wild pitch, Emhoff went to third, trying to see if maybe Dunham has a bit of a limp there or not. But no reaction. I think you probably would have got one if it did get a piece of him, with it being a fastball from Holton.
I think it just barely missed him.
So
he just kind of kicked that leg up to avoid it, and he did.
So 2-0 count. Dunham squares to bunt, pulls the bat back. It's a strike, though nonetheless. So count 2-1. Still 2 down here in the 4th for South Berkeley. Dunham up the bat, the pitch from Holton. And that's sent over the jumping left fielder C.J. Richards, and at 1 hops the fence. Rounding first, heading to second is Dunham. The throw cut off, and South Berkeley will extend its lead now to 4-2 in the top of the 4th over Hedgesville, and that looks like it's the final straw for Derek Holton's day on the mound.
Nearly got through the inning. Just one pitch can really throw you off. So again, Holton looked like he got into a little bit more of a rhythm through that strike 1 with 2 outs. And South Berkeley's coach stops everything in its tracks, pulls his catcher and pitcher off the base paths with 2 courtesy runners, and Holton had to wait up there and wait for that to happen. Threw off his rhythm. The 2 runs come in, and then again, it just kind of, from there, it can snowball really easily here at the Little League level.
So hence we have a pitching change. Going to step aside and take a 30-second break, and then we will return. This is Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 back in 30 seconds.
I love it when people ask me which of the Skinner brothers is younger.
I love it when people ask me, who's taller?
I love it when people get us confused.
You do? Really?
No.
At least they're not confused about what the Skinners do.
If you're hurt in almost heaven, dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
We welcome you back here as we have a pitching change, which is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. I believe I heard 68 pitches as Holton's day's done, and Crew Runkles will take the mound. Looks like we have a different catcher as well behind the plate now, as Crawley Woods is back there. I thought I saw, it looks like Cam Hirsch moved from shortstop to left field, and then from the pitcher's mound to shortstop went Holton. So, believe that's all the changes. And here we go with Pujols as the first pitch from Runkles is ball 1.
Now batting number 12, Anthony Paulus.
Paulus Not Poulos, my apologies. Next pitch. Popped up by Paulus, and it is over the press box out of play. The count 1-1. Got a runner at second, 2 out here in the top of the fourth. South Berkeley leads Hedgesville 4-2 now, after a 3-run top of the fourth so far. Next pitch, called strike 2 for Paulus.
Hedgesville's usually deep when it comes to the pitching staff.
1-2, swing and a miss. So Crew Runkles comes in, is able to strike out Paulus and end the inning. Added to the bottom of the fourth after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into Little League Baseball action on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
As the lead now. Bottom of the fourth inning is brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. So Emhoff in now catching for Remsburg. So he'll move from shortstop. Hudson Hostetter still out on the mound. Looks like Rissler moved to shortstop. Got to figure out who's at third base now. As up to bat is Michael. And the first pitch to Michael misses for ball 1 here in the bottom of the fourth for Hedgesville. The next pitch, way outside for ball 2. Well, it looks like I see out at third base now for South Berkeley, Ferber.
Hostetter, hopefully, for South Berkeley, they're hoping that he feels a little better now that he's pitching with the lead.
2-0 fouled straight back by Michael. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Michael doubled his last time up, but was stranded at second.
This is the part of the order that Holton just struggled with in the last half inning, but South Berkeley coming up with the momentum after that last
2-1, big swing and a miss by Michael for strike 2. Hudson Hostetter's battled back. So far, he's struck out 4 straight, trying to make it 5 straight batters faced. As the 2-2 count here against Michael. A brief timeout called as Gunnar Emhoff wanted to talk with his pitcher first before the 2-2 pitch. Hostetter sets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is low and away for ball 3. He couldn't get Michael to chase one in the dirt. So the count now full. Here comes the payoff pitch. That is high and inside. It's a leadoff walk, ending out the strikeout streak. And that'll bring up Runkles. Runkles could definitely tie it up with one swing of the bat. He's trying to do so as he lines this one over the head of the center fielder, Custer. It's going to roll to the fence. The throw, though, by Custer to third looked good, but pulled Ferber off the bag. In safely is Michael, and it's a double by Runkles, putting runners at second and third for Fink with nobody out here.
Custer's first step in center field there was in. I think because of how much of a line that was kind of hit on. I think you expect it to, off the bat, be kind of in front of you. But that's another one where it carries.
Pitch to Fink, and it's a swing and a miss for strike one. So couldn't catch up to that one from Hostetter. 0-1 count here. It's Hostetter with the runners at second and third. Pitching out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. And Fink sends this one into left center field, and that's going to drop in front of Custer and score one. The throw home doesn't matter other than the fact that because he threw straight home, Fink was able to actually take second on the throw after the single, putting runners once again at second and third.
Now batting number 2, Derek Holton.
Got to bring up Holton.
And, of course, the opposite happens to Custer out there. It's just an unlucky break for him, where the ball is just a little bit in front of him. He probably said, okay, my first step out in the outfield should always be back. And then that time it came back to bite him. That's just an unlucky break. Good hitting.
Holton up to bat. Takes the first pitch, and it catches the outside part of the plate for strike one from Hostetter. Holton. Here comes the next pitch. It's high and outside from Hostetter. Count now at 1-1 strike. It is 4-3 now. South Berkeley leading Hedgesville by 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Next pitch outside. The count 2-1. Hedgesville, though, has the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second. 2-1 count to Holton. Hostetter sets, kicks, fires, and Holton swings and misses for strike two.
Hostetter has given up a couple of hits here, but he's still tough to go up against when you're at the plate. The last couple ones are just an example of getting the bat on a hard hit ball, or a hard thrown ball.
2-2. 9 inside. The count runs full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Holton. You got Burns on deck. Hostetter sets. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's called strike 3. Holton goes down looking. We're out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Hostetter able to get back on track there and get his 7th strikeout, or excuse me, 8th strikeout, miscounted there, of the evening.
Powerful strikeout pitcher.
Here's Burns, and he'll take the first pitch for a strike. Burns struck out looking his last time up, so he's one of the 8. Next pitch, fastball outside, the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners for Hedgesville at second and third. So they trail South Berkeley 4-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Hostetter sets. Here's the pitch. And it misses for ball 2 to Burns.
Similar situations that both pitchers have gotten themselves into in this fourth inning. See if Hostetter can get out of this jam. Again, you got a first base open. You still have the lead. Don't need to panic.
Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. So count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Burns. See if Hostetter can settle back in and get back-to-back strikeouts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Hudson Hostetter sets. The pitch to Burns. And it's called strike 3 again. He gets him looking for out number 2. Make it 9 Ks on the night now for Hudson Hostetter. Now batting will be Hirsch.
Having that extra run of run support might have been huge for South Berkeley, because a lot of the pitchers have been dealing with 1-run leads here.
First pitch is a strike.
South Berkeley came into the inning up by 2.
The inning started with a base on balls, a double, and then a RBI single. It's the next pitch. Low and away for a ball. Since then, it's been back-to-back strikeouts looking for South Berkeley's Hudson Hostetter. Keeping the ball game right now at 4-3 in favor of them here against Hedgesville in the bottom of the 4th, with runners at 2nd and 3rd. The pitch to Hirsch. High for a ball. Count now 2-1.
Saw Hirsch have a really good at-bat his first time up.
Yeah, he was able to earn a walk, and then Severn brought him home with the RBI triple.
He stayed patient in that one. See if he can do it again. Has to with 2 outs.
Hostetter takes a deep breath. Here's the pitch. It's right at the belt for strike 2 to Hirsch. This would be a big response by Hudson Hostetter if he's able to get another punch out here and make it 10 on the night. Another 2-2 count. The pitch just misses. Count full, 3-2. Could see the infield all thinking that was strike 3. Here we go. The 3-2 pitch to Hirsch. Popped up to the right and foul out of play.
Hirsch again making Hostetter work like he did in his first at-bat.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run at 3rd, go-ahead run at 2nd for Hedgesville. Hirsch up the bat. Hudson Hostetter's pitch, foul back once again.
You can see Hostetter jumping up and down after that pitch. He got him to swing at. Just so antsy to get that 3rd strike. And Hirsch seems like he's staying calm at the plate.
3-2 count still. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. Hudson Hostetter can't believe it. He thought that was strike 3.
It looked inside to me, and yeah, he's got to really keep his composure here.
Bases are now loaded, and here comes Severn up the bat.
I don't know if there's been a mound visit yet in this. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
as I say that, we're
one
getting
now.
one. That's you got to calm down your pitcher some, because he is over there like pacing around the mound, throwing the rosin bag.
And they're going to take the baseball from him, see if that means the night is done for him, and it is. Hudson Hostetter's done on the mound.
After that reaction, I know it's hard to keep a guy out there after that. I think it was ball 4. It seemed like from here it was inside.
Bases loaded. We'll get a pitching change before Severn can come up the bat for Hedgesville. Step aside and take a 30-second break. This is Little League Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in
WVU Medicine is excited to announce the opening of our new ear, nose, and throat location in Hagerstown. Our trusted ear, nose, and throat specialists are expanding their expert care in the region. From sinus treatment to complex thyroid conditions, WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat is here to help you breathe easier and feel your best. WVU Medicine Ear, Nose, and Throat Hagerstown, 13 Western Maryland Parkway, Suite 106. Now scheduling new patients at 304-262-9400.
Somebody very short-tempered.
We welcome you back here as we have a pitching change brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call it 304-263-3361 is now pitching. It's number 31, Brock Corbin. So the day's done for Hostetter. He finishes with 91, I believe I heard, pitches thrown here tonight. So you probably won't see him again here in the Area 1 tournament. However, he did leave Brock Corbin in a very tight spot. You got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th for Hedgesville. But the bases are loaded for Hedgesville, who trail South Berkeley 4-3. And coming up the bat here will be the right fielder Braddock Severn, who his last time up had an RBI triple. So dangerous guy to have here.
This might be the game right here. In all honesty, it could hinge on this at bat. So I think it was a good call by South Berkeley to make the change now.
Now batting for Hedgesville, number 88, Braddock Severn.
Braddock Severn here in the bottom of the 4th, locked and loaded, possibly against Brock Corbin. The first pitch at the belt, down the middle for strike 1.
You get a fresh pitcher up there, and we've seen so far that even in the middle of an inning with some runners on base, a fresh pitcher can mean a lot, can do a lot.
Next one, grounded foul down the first base side, the count to Severn 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. To Braddock Severn. Corbin trying to get South Berkeley out of the inning. Here's the pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. Severn down on strikes. Severn keeps the bases loaded and keeps it a 1-run ball game. So we're headed to the 5th after this 1-minute break. This is Little League Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Whoa, what's all this? Robbie's Quack Attack at Floor Pools? Pick a duck and save up to 15% off your in-store purchase? That's wild. Now through June 21st, pick a duck and save up to 15% on chemicals, toys, and limited supplies to have a safe and enjoyable summer in your pool. That's right, a lucky duck can save big bucks now through June 21st. Robbie knows your cool summer headquarters is Floor Pools. They've got hot tubs starting at just $49 a month, pools from $100 a month, and saunas starting at $80 a month. Don't forget about cold plunges and endless pools too. And check this out. Floor Pools now offers plunge pools. These compact in-ground pools are perfect for smaller backyards, low maintenance, energy efficient, and ideal for cooling off, relaxing, or even fitness and hydrotherapy. Big style and small footprint. It's everything you want in a pool without taking over your yard. The pool experts at Floor Pools are here to help you all summer long. Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg, where your summer oasis starts.
We welcome you back here as we head now to the top of inning number 5, which is brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more. What a big moment in the game we just saw here in this 4-3 ball game. South Berkeley leading Hedgesville through 4. The bases were loaded for Hedgesville with 2 out. And in came on the mound for South Berkeley, Brock Corbin against Braddock Severn. And he's able to go 3 pitches, 3 strikes for the strikeout to strand the runners and keep South Berkeley in the lead for now.
It's been a really well-managed game from South Berkeley. We talked about in real time that decision where South Berkeley stops the rhythm of the game for a minute to bring out courtesy runners at a 1-1 count, runners on second and third, and immediately get the base hit to bring them in. And then bases loaded. Your starting pitcher has a very visceral reaction to not getting strike 3 called. You immediately say, hold on. Let's go ahead, go to our next pitcher. He gets the strike at the end of the inning and keep the lead.
Count 1-1 now to Benjamin as the 10, 11, 12 batters in the lineup for South Berkeley up to bat here in the 5th against Crew Runkles. It's the 1-1 pitch, squaring to bunts Benjamin. He pulls the bat back, and it's strike 2 on the outside corner.
Runkles has looked good since he's come in as well. So, again, the runs might be hard to come by. That 4th inning might have been where both teams had their best opportunity for the rest of the game. It's hard to say.
1-2, high for ball 2.
But both sides should have an opportunity for the top of their order to see things one more time.
2-2 pitch, up and in for ball 3 to Benjamin. So count full here to the leadoff man of the 5th. It's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Benjamin down on strikes for out number 1. It brings up Strickler.
Now batting, number 17, Steven Strickler.
So Steven Strickler, his last time up, pops up to shortstop. He'll step in here against Runkles. Runkles, first pitch, inside for a ball. Strickler had to duck out of the way of that one. Next pitch. Hits the outside corner, first strike. The count 1-1 now to Strickler. You can feel the tension between these two teams rising as the next pitch popped up by Strickler. Trying to track it down as Runkles in front of the pitcher's mound. And it falls into his glove for the out.
Quick 2 up, 2 down. That's big for Hedgesville. They need to get through an inning like that. Get back up to the plate.
Number 88, Colton Nichols.
And Colton Nichols will now come up to bat. Number 88 was hit by a pitch his last time up. First pitch. High and outside for ball 1. Nichols takes a practice hack before stepping back in. A little lefty here against the big man. Runkles on the mound, and he gets a ground ball down the third baseline. It stays fair in the dirt, and he hustles out an infield single. Finks throw across the diamond, made it as close as possible, but great job by Nichols there to get a 2-out infield single.
Great speed. Now, it was a slow roller, but Fink at third was in.
Number 31, Brock Corbin.
Had to bring up Brock Corbin with 2 out here. The pitch, high for a ball.
So you're able to flip it over to the top of the order. See if we can do anything with it in this inning.
Runkles' next pitch misses for ball 2. High once again. Nichols, base runner for South Berkeley at first at the 2-0. Is a strike on the inside corner to Corbin from Hedgesville's Runkles. So the count 2-1. It's 4-3. South Berkeley leads Hedgesville here in the top of the 5th. Next pitch, big swing and a miss by Corbin for strike 2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that Crawley Woods bobbled.
Well, maybe we
count full 3-2. No, it looks like that's not Crawley Woods back there anymore. My apologies.
That's Burns?
Yeah. So he's back. Here's the 3-2, and that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Corbin to retire the side and leave the runner stranded, keeping it a 4-3 ball game as Hedgesville will come up here in the bottom of the 5th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into Little League Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We welcome you back here as we now head to the bottom half of the fifth, which is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Trying to make sure I have the defense for both sides, in all honesty, figured out. A lot of switching back and forth has been done. Corbin still on the mound. Remsburg back to catching. Leave Hostetter's over at first. Trying to make sure everything else is in order, but figure that out later. Is coming up to bat to begin this bottom of the fifth for Hedgesville is C.J. Richards, as they'll send up the 9, 10, 11 batters. Richards, Stop, Crawley Woods. Corbin on the mound. Here's the pitch. And that is fouled right to the first base coach, who bare hand catches it. On a liner as well. Great job there. Count 0-1.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
Be tough.
He didn't even shake it off. He took it. Next pitch. A low for a ball. Count 1-1. Looks like we're going to have some action in Hedgesville's bullpen as Fink heading out there now. So, possible new pitcher to come for Hedgesville here in the sixth. Who knows? Depending on the situation, what they go with. It's a 1-1 count, though, to C.J. Richards of Hedgesville. It's the pitch from Corbin. Eyeing inside. Count now 2-1.
They need this inning to flip their way. It can be a big advantage to get some runs up on the board, take that lead back, make South Berkeley down to their last 3 outs.
Line drive right to the shortstop, and it is caught for the out.
After South Berkeley get through this, and then you still have the lead, you can add on to it on the top of the sixth. Hedgesville's down to their last 3 outs at that point.
Good catch there by South Berkeley's shortstop, trying to figure that. That's Emhoff back at short.
Yep.
The first pitch to Stop is strike one. The 0-1. Misses low for a ball. The count 1-1 now to Stop. Stop, the strikeout victim his last time up, but that wasn't against Brock Corbin. Next pitch. He'll foul over towards South Berkeley's dugout. The count 1-2. So, 1-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth.
For South Berkeley, you really like that you're seeing the bottom of the order here. And you get a chance, a little bit of wiggle room before you go back to the top of Hedgesville's order.
Next pitch outside for a ball. Count 2-2 now to Stop. So, 2-2 pitch. grounded by Stop. Diving for it's the first baseman, Hostetter. He bobbles it, though, and is struggling to get up and get a throw. Stop reaches first base safely. Got to bring up Crawley Woods.
Corbin was a little slow to go over and try to cover first. Not sure if the play would have been made regardless. It was a good hustle by Stop.
Here's the pitch. That's a fastball taken by Crawley Woods for a strike. A 1 count with the runner now at first, which represents the could-be tying run for Hedgesville. This grounded to shortstop. Emhoff underhand tosses it to second, and that's it. No double play. 2 down on the 6'4 fielder's choice. We'll bring up Daniel Klopper.
I like that from Poolho. I think he kind of didn't get a clean catch on that one. Getting it at second base, so the exchange would have been a little more difficult. And plus, Crawley Woods came fast out of the box. Might not have made the play either way.
Corbin ready for Klopper here. It's the pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. However, the ball goes past Remsburg to the backstop, and that'll allow Crawley Woods to get to second base. So the tying run now in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th for Hedgesville.
That's a big one. A base hit can tie us up now.
Got 2 outs here as Remsburg figuring out his catcher's mask. It looks like something is wrong with it. Some sort of piece of equipment has come loose, so he's exchanging for a different one now over at his first base dugout. Good battle here between South Berkeley and Hedgesville. South Berkeley trying to cling on to a 4-3 lead and head to the championship game tomorrow night against Jefferson, who defeated Martinsburg earlier today in Mercy Rule fashion. Corbin's pitch. Pop down the first base side and foul over the fence, out of play, and back into play off the tree out down the first base side. Count 0-2 now to Klopper. Two out and the runner's on second base. Tough for Hedgesville to leave another runner stranded. So far they've had a total of 5 left stranded today.
Big difference in a one.
Yeah.
In a one-run game.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's low for a ball. Klopper steps back in here against Brock Corbin. A 1-2 pitch from Corbin. Very close, but just outside the count at 2-2.
It was a solid attempt at a frame from Remsburg behind the plate.
Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch, and it's a swing and a miss at a fastball upstairs. So the runner gets stranded. After 5 played, it remains South Berkeley leading Hedgesville 4-3 as we're headed to the 6th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into Little League All-Star action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back as we head to the top of the 6th, which is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons, as we also have a pitching change. It's now pitching for Hedgesville is Lance Fink. As pitching change brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361.
We've seen Fink pitch before last year. His job is to keep this a one-run game. Keep in striking distance for the bottom of the 6th.
South Berkeley, number 7, Quinn Custer.
For South Berkeley, it'll be Custer, Hostetter, Remsburg, the 2-3-4 batters. Coming up, trying to add some insurance runs here in this 4-3 ball game for South Berkeley, leading Hedgesville. Pitch from Fink. Taken by Custer, and it's ball 1. A 1-0 count here as Custer was hit by a pitch his first time up and was struck out his last time up. His next pitch, swing and a miss. The count now at 1 apiece to Quinn Custer. So Fink trying to get dialed in here with the 1-1 count. Pitch low and inside to Custer. The count 2-1. Next pitch outside for a ball. The count 3-1.
Get to see the heart of your order come up again. 2, 3, and 4 at the very least. This is who you want up when you're looking for insurance runs.
3-1 count. The pitch from Fink. Big swing and a miss by Custer. Count full, 3-2. Custer steps back in. Fink sets. Payoff pitch. And it's called strike 3. Custer down looking at one on the outside part of the plate for out number 1 here to begin the top of the 6th.
That was a breaking ball, just barely stayed on the plate. Custer didn't like that call.
Stepping to the plate, number 99, Hudson Hostetter.
Great pitch from Fink, though.
Hostetter will step in now here against Fink. First pitch inside for a ball, so the count 1-0. It's Hostetter. Grounded into 4-6 fielder. Scores his first time up, walked his last time up. This pitch inside and dropping down out of the way is Hostetter. So that almost took his head off. Count 2-0. Good reaction there by Hostetter to just get in the dirt. Survival instinct kicked in there.
Yeah, Fink, you can tell, little skittish, a little nervous coming out here. First pitch is still a little rusty, needs to get warmed up a little more.
2-0 pitch, fouled back into the fence. Count 2-1 to Hostetter.
But overall, looking good early on. Got that first out.
Yep, might be a strikeout looking. Now a 2-1 count here to Hostetter. Pitch from Fink, outside for a ball to count 3-1. One out, nobody on here in the top of the 6th for South Berkeley. Leads Hedgesville 4-3. A 3-1 pitch. Misses for ball 4. It's a 1-out walk to Hostetter. She'll throw his bat to his dugout on the first base side while jogging down the first base line to the bag, and that'll bring up Remsburg.
Now batting, number 22, Matthew Remsburg.
Remsburg has a 2-for-2 day so far. Both singles. It's 2 times up the bat. First in the first inning. The next in the 4th inning. We'll have a timeout called here as the at-bat delayed momentarily as a result. Fink on the mound, ready for Remsburg. Here's the pitch. Remsburg pops it up down the third baseline into the stands and out of play. An 0-1 count now for Remsburg. Next pitch. Popped into almost the same general area. Count 0-2.
Fink seems like he's settling into the thrown strikes a little more. Trying to pitch to contact. Not the worst thing to do in this situation.
Pitch from Fink. Very close.
Ooh.
Hedgesville's coach making a lot of noise in that third base dugout, thinking that was strike 3.
he got really excited.
Yeah.
And then ended up getting the call. It was close. From here, my gut was that it was a ball, but he's got a different angle than I do.
That one in the dirt. And that's going to allow Hostetter to get to second. It's the count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
He wants to talk to his catcher, does Fink.
Fink wants to talk with Burns, the runner at second, making sure that they're on the same page. You got 1 out. Should be a 2-2 count. Yep. Everybody making sure. Oh, no. No, it should be 2-2. Scoreboard just changed to 2-1. Pitch from Fink. Lined right to the shortstop and caught. Nobody, though, covering second base is diving back in as Hostetter. What a snag there. I believe that's Holton there at shortstop still.
Connor Rizzler.
Rizzler now up to bat. 2 out here and the runner on second. Pitch from Fink. Big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Took a big cut at that one. Just fell off the table. Good pitch from Fink.
Next pitch. Another swing and a miss. Count now 0-2.
Rizzler swinging for the fences. He's trying to bring the boom. Not quite able to.
I'm going to get a timeout called here as our third base coach wants to talk with Rizzler once again. The runner at second. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. South Berkeley would like to get that runner home and extend its lead to 5-3 right now. It's sitting at 4-3, obviously, here against Hedgesville. 0-2 count to Rizzler. Fink sets. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Rizzler. And Hedgesville keeps it a 1-run ball game. So we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. See if South Berkeley or Hedgesville advances to take on Jefferson in tomorrow's championship. 1 minute break. This is Little League All-Star action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you back as we head to the bottom of the sixth, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. This is the West Virginia District 6, Area 1 Little League Baseball tournament for ages 10 through 12. And it's a one-run ball game. South Berkeley leading Hedgesville 4-3. Hedgesville will send Spurgeon Michael Runkles, 1-2-3 batters in the lineup, up here against Brock Corbin. First pitch taken for strike one inside. Spurgeon 0 for 2 so far as the next pitch. He squares to bunt, and it's foul into the opposite batter's box. The count 0-2. Spurgeon one strike away from being struck out for a third time today. One was swinging, one was looking. Pitch from Corbin doesn't get him to chase at one outside. The count 1-2.
Top of the order. Who else would you want up for Hedgesville?
1-2, tipped into the catcher's glove for strike 3, and that's out number 1.
Big time pitching from Corbin.
It's been a huge day for South Berkeley's pitching staff now. I believe a dozen total strikeouts on the night. That's what I just counted up. Michael up the bat, the pitch from Corbin. That misses inside for a ball. Corbin's next pitch. It's the outside part of the plate for a strike. The count 1 apiece to Michael. Michael has reached base twice. First time a double, second time base on balls. Next pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 2, as Michael dropped that shoulder back and wanted to send that over the fence. But he whiffs. 1-2 count here against Brock Corbin of South Berkeley. Can he make it 13 total? Not yet, as that one just outside. Count 2-2 to Michael.
Corbin's been pretty much dominant since he's come in. It's been really impressive.
2-2 pitch. Lined and snagged out of the sky by the second baseman, Poulos. 2 out.
Wow. What a play. South Berkeley's just on a roll.
Coming to the plate, number 99, Crew Runkles.
Crew Runkles off the bat now. Hedgesville down to its possible final out of the game. 4-3 here in the bottom of the sixth. Brock Corbin on the mound, sets for South Berkeley. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball that misses for ball 1. 1-0 count. Corbin, next pitch. Just above the shoulders of Runkles for ball 2. Runkles has the count he likes. 2-0 count here against Corbin. Next pitch. I'll take, and it hits the zone for a strike. The count now 2-1 to Runkles.
Yeah, you pretty much got to get exactly what you like at a 2-0 count. You're sitting fastball normally. Just probably wasn't where you wanted it.
2-1. Popped up and over the first base dugout out of play for strike 2.
You see that a lot of times. Sometimes hitters on a 2-0 count, fastball comes in across the plate. You didn't swing at it. Again, sometimes batters, this happens at any level, gets in their head, I'm going to swing at this one.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bottom of the 6th. Corbin sets the pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Down goes Runkles. 3 up, 3 down goes Hedgesville in the bottom of the 6th. South Berkeley takes it 4-3. They advance to tomorrow night's championship game against Jefferson. Hedgesville heads to the losers bracket and will have a day off, waiting for a winner between Martinsburg and Morgan County.
Wow.
Final score, South Berkeley.
Yeah, Hedgesville kind of had the bye coming into this. They were in the driver's seat where they only needed to play and win 1 game against a team that already played yesterday to be able to get to the championship game of the tournament. And South Berkeley kept momentum going from the 15-0 win yesterday. And coaching made some great decisions at pivotal points, and they got great pitching when they needed it.
Step aside and take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll wrap things up with our post-game show. This is Little League Baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 2 minutes.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We welcome you back here to Jefferson County Little League Baseball Complex as we welcome you into our post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Just the final score in this ball game, South Berkeley 4, Hedgesville 3. And what a game that was here to end day number 2. Game number 2 of the day as South Berkeley advances to tomorrow night's championship against Jefferson. Hedgesville will have to wait for the winner of Martinsburg and Morgan County. Dylan, I'm going to let you get your thoughts out first, and feel free to go as long as you'd like, because I also still got to tally up some final stats here.
I think we got a really good game, as we saw. We saw two very talented starting pitchers who were a little shaky to start. They both got to the third inning, got to see 11 and 12 before flipping over to the top of the order in the third inning. And you could see a little more confidence get under those guys at that point after giving up a few runs total. Each of them had given up at least one. And then the fourth inning came, and the top of the order came around. You could see both pitchers got a little rattled. That second time around, gave up a couple runs. Defense wasn't perfect behind him. Let it get to him a little bit. And difference ended up being, I think, in that fourth inning, the South Berkeley's coach, credit to Tim Shirley, who made the great play. I don't know if it was intentional. It felt intentional in the moment, where Holton for Hedgesville, starting pitcher, felt like he was getting into a bit of a rhythm. There was runners on second and third with 2 outs for South Berkeley at the plate. He stops everything. His catcher and pitcher are the 2 runners. He says, bring me 2 courtesy runners now, right now, in the middle of an at-bat. And felt intentional to kind of throw off the pitcher. And then immediately, South Berkeley gets a hit, drives in those 2 runs, takes the lead. And then on the other side, the next half inning, you see a little bit of that top of the order comes up. Pitcher's a little shaky. There's a strike call that it's called a ball, loads the bases. Your starting pitcher gets really upset. He's pacing around the mound. He throws the rosin bag. It seemed like a sort of thing that maybe he probably wasn't going to recover from at that point. Make the call right at that point. Pull him out, bring in Brock Corbin, and he pitches fantastic the rest of the way, strikes him out to end that inning, keep the bases loaded, keep the lead for South Berkeley, and then it was just dominant pitching the rest of the way. No runs were scored for the rest of that game. So great coaching, management of the game from South Berkeley, great pitching from South Berkeley, timely hitting. They got it done. They move on to play a Jefferson team that 10-run ruled, a team in Martinsburg that seemed like they were pretty good.
So there you go. That's our game summary, brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Let's now get some game stats, which are brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They're proud to be the owners who just care more. For Hedgesville, 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 6 left on base. Pitching for Hedgesville, Holton, 3 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, struck out 2, walked 1, hit 2. Runkles came in, pitched 1 1/3, gave up a hit, no runs, struck out 3, did not walk anybody. And then Fink came in, pitched an inning, did not give up any hits nor runs, struck out 2, and walked 1. Offensively for Hedgesville, it was Michael with a double as one of the hits, Runkles with a double as one of the hits, Fink with a single as one of the hits. That was an RBI single. Then you had Severn with an RBI triple, and Richards with an RBI single as well. And that is that offensively. Now for South Berkeley, they had 4 runs on 5 hits as well, 1 defensive error, and 7 total left on base. Pitching for South Berkeley, final stats for Hostetter, it was 3 2/3, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned. Struck out 9, only walked 2. Then Corbin came in, went 2 1/3, gave up no hits, no runs, struck out 4, and didn't walk anybody. Offensively tonight for South Berkeley, glancing here, it was Remsburg with 2 singles and scoring a run as well. Rissler scored a run as well. Emhoff had a 2 RBI single. Dunham had an RBI double. And then it was Nichols with a single to total up the 5 hits for them. That is your game stats. Let's now wrap things up and get our player of the game, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons.
I think got to go with Brock Corbin for the relief pitching. That's just came in clutch, stranded 3 runners on base, bases loaded in a 1-run game, and pitched great the rest of the way. That was great.
So there you go. That wraps things up for us here today. You got one more thing to add, Dylan?
I have one more thought.
All right.
It was an intrusive thought during that bottom of the 6th. It was just something it didn't feel like the moment. It was the right moment to share. But Hedgesville's lineup has inspired me now, because you read off who was coming up in the bottom of the 6th there, and I think if for some reason I ever become a sitcom writer and I need an actor who's a Nepo baby, whose parents are famous actors, I'm going to name him Spurgeon Michael Runkles.
Okay, that's how we're going to end this for today. Tomorrow night, Game 1, let me double check the time here because it was pushed back, is now at 5 p.m., and that is the losers bracket game between Morgan County and Martinsburg. Then followed at 7:30, we'll have the Area 1 championship game between Jefferson and South Berkeley. So that'll be right here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. But for Nick Verzolini back in the studio, Kyler High, our cameraman, as well as Dylan Bishop, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off here for Game 2 on Day 2. Again, final score, South Berkeley 4, Hedgesville 3. This has been Little League All-Star action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
We thank you for listening to live play-by-play coverage of Little League All-Star Baseball. Little League All-Star Baseball is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR, Martinsburg. All rights reserved.